record?
We are recording.
Okay.
Well, actually, you are recording.
I'm recording.
Okay.
Is that enough light?
If I'm here, I think it counterbalances. Because if I wasn't here, you'd be too overexposed.
Are we supposed to look at the camera?
We can look at each other, I guess.
Okay.
Just, because you're a little bit more center frame.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on. I can do everything but me. Alright. I can't make myself look good, dear Lord, Zach. Alright, here. I know, this is awkward for both of us. We haven't done this in years.
I know.
It's been 4 years?
I think so.
2019 when we last did this. And nothing's changed. We have the same camera set up and everything.
It's been a long time.
I mean, now I'm just not parroting, I'm just ripping off of James, Janice, and Chelsea's podcast and how they have that set up, but, you know.
But it's so good.
But the podcast is good, but,
It's
you know.
good.
I think that's changed is we have a cat now.
Yes, there's a
Not
cat.
in the shot. We can probably do an additional shot later of the cat, but it's an adorable little cat.
This is Sasha.
So out of the blue, we're at the end of a year. We're about to enter 2024, and all of a sudden you're like, I want to talk about the Insidious films.
Yes, since the last one came out.
In the summer, Red Door.
Yes, I think, since now we can just talk about.
There is going to be another one, is there not? It's like a spinoff. I think they've already shot it. I don't know what the spinoff's about, but I guess we could start by talking about, welcome to this video where we're talking about the Insidious films.
Welcome.
Yeah, it took us 5 minutes to get to the point.
Yes.
We're going to rank the Insidious films, and we're going to go from worst to best, but we averaged the rankings out, so we're going to start at dead last. You have this number 5, I have this number 4, and that is Insidious: The Last Key.
Yes.
AKA Chapter 4, which is technically Part 2, chronologically wise, but...
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Alright, we're at fuck it. Alright, so Insidious: The Last Key. I think this isn't the one I saw with you in the theaters. I think this is... We watched this at the old house with you.
Yes.
We didn't go see it in the theaters.
No.
I think I remember the night when we watched movies. I don't remember this movie that well.
I think that's because it's so forgettable in the series.
There is some scenes that I do like.
Right.
But I don't know what it is about it, because there's some tense moments. There's like a scene where either Specs or Tucker or even Elise is crawling around the shaft. Right? And they find something. I remember that being scary.
Yes.
But I remember... This is kind of like the first film that solidified that it's an actual demon doing something, I feel like. Because the first 3 films, it felt like it's a ghost,
was
right?
it a demon, or was it...
I mean, it had keys for fingers. I mean, unless that's...
See, that was creepy.
See, that's creepy. And I think it, puts the key into someone's neck and puts it in her neck.
Her niece's neck, yeah. Her brother's daughter. I don't know.
But I remember liking it because how it ended, it builds up and leads to the first film.
Right.
So I liked it for that reason.
But, the thing that was weird to me was the fact that the dad was being possessed by the demon and was killing all these girls.
I think that's what made it interesting for me.
It was I don't know, to me that was kind of weird. It's like...
I mean, it is kind of like a possession movie trope, I guess. So to see this franchise go down that route, that might be...
I feel like it's the first time a demon's actually, possessed someone has done something.
I mean, I guess the red lipstick demon in the first one... Darth Maul, yes. But here's the thing. I always thought that was a ghost.
No, it's a demon. It
took me till watching the 5th movie to realize, there's a tail. Oh, it's a demon. And then I tried rationalizing, no, it could be a furry, you never know. It could be...
Listening to Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
Tiptoe! It's a furry. It's at the Overlook Hotel with the... Was the bear or a rabbit giving the guest a BJ in The Shining?
It was a bear.
It was a bear.
It was... That scene is so weird. That movie.
Oh god. But I remember there's creepy moments.
Yes.
But there is also creepier moments that are supposed to be sentimental or nice, but they're creepy. Like Tucker and Specs hitting on Elise's nieces, and are they not in high school? Or are they
I'm
not
pretty sure
teenagers?
they're like young. Like,
They're probably in like their early 20s, but they
like
seem
college students.
But they seem younger. That's like, okay, boys, back down. What the fuck?
Yeah, really. Like, ew.
But it also felt like they were setting these nieces up, the one niece in particular, up to be like carrying Elise's legacy forward.
Right.
Cut to Cut to the red door, and she is nowhere to be found.
Exactly. So
I guess.
Again.
So is that okay? Well, I guess we could just jump straight into that because at number 4. You have this at number 4. I have this at number 3, and that's Insidious: The Red Door.
Yes.
AKA Insidious Chapter 5. Chronologically, it is the 5th, so there's no confusion there.
Right.
Whatsoever.
Yeah. For once.
So, I think after the last key, we just assumed we were not getting another Insidious film.
Right.
And Chapter 2 left us on a not a gigantic cliffhanger, but we were anticipating. I don't know if you remember.
I was anticipating because. Actually, a young Jenna Ortega was at the end of that.
Yes, and I was hoping she'd make a cameo in this.
Really hoping that we would get a continuation of that story.
I knew, because it seemed more focused on the Lamberts, I'm like, it's not going to happen. She's not going to show up.
No.
But I was hoping that was going to be the credit stinger. She shows back up and it's like, yes!
I know. Like, that, because, too, as she's Elise is approaching the sister, and she's, like, looking at her, you can hear, like, the noise that the
red
lipstick makes.
Yes.
And Elise goes, yes, and it ends.
And I thought, like, bigger implications were going to happen from that.
Yeah.
Like, Elise realizes something.
Right.
And this was my ongoing theory for Red Lipstick Demon the entire time, because, again, I didn't think it was a demon. I thought it was a person.
Did you know that's the composer for the movie?
Joseph Bashara.
Isn't that interesting?
I think he's a stuntman, too, or he's I could be wrong.
I found that interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he makes the music, and he's like, okay, I'm going to pump this up to make it even more scary here.
He's like, let's play Tiptoe.
Tiptoe! I
will say, though, that song is perfect for this movie.
Oh, yeah, for all the films. Every time for the 5th film and the 1st film.
The first one? Oh, my God, the first one.
I think we'd just be laughing hysterically if you just put the song from SpongeBob. Yeah, no, and when he's making the Krabby Patties and Help Wanted.
Yes.
But they picked the right creepy version of the song. But with the Red Door, so I thought Red Lipstick Demon, I didn't think it was a demon. I thought it was going to turn out to be Dalton, who gets bogged down for being the further too much, that he becomes that, and now he's kind of torturing himself in the past kind of thing. Some twisted thing. I thought that's where it was going to go, and I thought that was going to happen, but no, he's just a demon.
Yeah.
He might be Lucifer. I watched, there's a YouTube channel called CZ's World, where he does dives into some horror movies. He does great ones with Saw. He tries putting the timeline together, because it's all over the fucking place. He does some stuff for Insidious, and he goes into the backstory to Red Lipstick Demon, but the theory is that it might be Lucifer. It might be the devil, it might be a particular type of demon, it might have something to do with...
I guess that makes sense because it's kind of like Valak from the Conjuring universe, which is like an actual demon. But we never really... It's just Lipstick Demon. Which is interesting.
He's just Darth Maul. I mean,
it looks like Darth Maul.
They call him Red Lipstick Demon, but
it's like, why is Darth Maul here?
Yes, that's what there's that moment in the first film where that jump scare happens, and it's terrifying. Behind Patrick Wilson, behind Josh.
I mean, I will admit, the first time I did see it, I was scared.
I mean, same here, but again, I was like, Darth Maul? Kind of like that. Where I'm like, is this a Star Wars crossover?
He didn't really die. He
used the Force, Josh. You can help Dalton.
My main issue with the Red Door was the fact that Lorraine, is that the mom?
Lorraine is Josh's mom.
Okay, what's his wife's name? Wait,
Renee.
Renee.
Okay. I almost said Rose, but that's the actress's name, Rose Rose Byrne.
Something.
So it's Renee. It's Renee.
Okay. So yeah, when Renee, like, she's pretty much... The fact that she pretty much said that, like... Because, you know, they got their memory wiped. They don't remember anything. Which,
Right.
I have a problem with that, too. Because this is going to be with them no matter what. This ability. Because, let's be honest, you know, when Josh was little, he got his mind wiped. Things started happening with Dalton. And then he got wiped again. And now look where we are. So it's like, what's the point?
I feel like with the Red Door, as much as I enjoyed it, it feels like half a good portion of a television show focused on the other Lamberts.
Yes.
And this just focused on Josh and Dalton.
Right.
But because of that, it feels underwhelming.
Well, let's be honest. The movie's never centered around the two other kids.
Well,
Was it Foster and Callie?
I think so. But here's the problem. Like, the first two films, even though Josh is kind of the protagonist of the first one and Dalton's kind of the protagonist of the second film, the main character in both those films is Renee. Because all the haunting stuff
That
is
she sees.
It's happening to her.
Exactly.
She's the one. Yeah. So to have the film focus on these two characters.
Have you noticed that?
Yes, but even in Insidious 2, it focuses on Lorraine because she's actively working with Tucker and Specs and is his name Carl? Carl to try to help Josh, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Renee kind of takes a backseat, but she's still like the prime focus of what the hauntings and the jump scares happens to.
Yeah, because she's seeing everything.
So, but because we spent so much time following the jump scares with her and following Lorraine around, to finally focus on Josh and Dalton when they really weren't the main characters.
It's kind of like...
Or it's like I want to care, but you got to think about it from Renee's perspective too. I mean, they're focusing on, oh my God, Josh and Dalton are remembering all this stuff, and this is so tragic. It's like, yeah, but think about Renee. She's got to brainwash. Have them brainwashed to forget this shit. Well, meanwhile, her and the younger kid, the son at least, Foster remembers this stuff, and she's trying to cope and keep everything together.
But what bothers me about that though is the fact that she like tells the kids, oh yeah, by the way, your dad tried to kill us all.
I don't think she wound up telling...
She did. That's what they thought.
Did she tell Foster and Kelly that?
Yeah, that's why they got divorced, pretty much.
No. She told Josh that's why we got divorced. I couldn't look you in the face.
Well, no, because...
Did she actually tell Foster and Kelly that?
I think towards almost the end of the movie, Foster's texting Dalton, and Dalton pretty much says...
Well, I think
he like lays that out for him.
I think Foster was telling Dalton, "Wait, you're painting a red door and a hammer? Actually, I've been having some dreams and nightmares about a hammer
Josh.
recently." Yeah, but that proves he doesn't remember.
Right, but I'm pretty sure the way she said it.
I think Renee said he was having night terrors about Daddy coming to hurt him. And she's got to remind him, hey, it's a dream, when in fact it actually happened.
But it's just like...
It traumatized him that bad.
I get it, but it's like... I don't know. Like, you can't punish him for it. It's not his fault.
What, Josh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean... oh, God. Okay, but... Let me try to... Okay. Point being... What pisses me off the most is they glide over the fact that he murdered Elise while possessed.
Right.
And they never bring that up. Even Elise doesn't bring that up when she shows up at the end.
But you know what's weird about that you just said? I think this is going into the second one. Because they talk about, like, they try to match, like, the hands on her neck, and they're not Josh's.
So possession in this movie, it's, like, completely changes the DNA? I guess. Which makes no sense. But still, even Renee would have to know, yeah, Josh was the one who did it, because he was possessed.
Even though she saw the photo, which was the lady in black.
Right, so there's the part of the back of her head that knows, even though he attempted to murder, and it wasn't him, she knows he did, in fact, commit a murder.
Yes, I mean, I get both sides of it. She wants to protect her kids and herself mentally. Because you have to think that's mentally probably exhausting.
Absolutely.
And draining.
And that's the problem with the Red Door, is that that's an aspect you can focus on, the entire family and how this affected them. But it's only focusing on the two male characters who've had little to no character growth, progression in those two movies.
I think it would have been different if they focused on, like, Callie and Foster and
That,
Renee.
I thought that was going to be part of it too, because I'm like, okay, well, it went to Dalton, it skipped Foster.
Now what if Callie?
If Callie has it, and I thought that was going to be the wraparound.
Well, that would have been interesting.
Yes, because it's like, well, you can't, because if she has it, then it's going to unravel everything. I thought that was going to be the catalyst, but no, the catalyst of this movie is Carl.
Dalton remembering.
No, the catalyst is
we're
Carl.
talking about the second one?
No, the fifth one.
Oh.
But the catalyst is Carl shows up to Lorraine's funeral and calls Josh by his name when he's not supposed to know him. So that causes Josh to go on a downward spiral. So that's the catalyst for everything. But for Dalton, it's just, the memory's slowly coming back. But for Josh, that's the catalyst of him remembering stuff. It's not Callie, discovering this on her own or having...
Because you think since it's genetic, it's passed down, so it's skipped.
I mean, because his dad was that too.
Right.
That's kind of the big revelation in this movie.
Right.
I thought it was weird first watching because I'm like, didn't they talk about Josh's dad in the second movie? And I was wrong, but I guess he was a patient at the hospital.
And then he ended up committing suicide.
Was it the same hospital his mom worked at in the second movie? That's where I got thrown off in the theater when I was watching.
I don't know, because that's where Parker Crane was, and he was mentally unstable.
And they said Parker Crane jumped off a building, and this guy jumped off a building. Like, are they retconning Parker Crane to be Josh's? That's what I thought was happening.
That'd be weird.
But
yeah,
and it's like, why is the mom dating a psychiatric patient from her own hospital? If that's the case, I don't.
But yeah, that doesn't make sense. And also too,
unless you just didn't know.
That's her only child. Was Josh.
I think the logic was supposed to be, we don't know who your dad is. She probably knew, but didn't want to admit.
Right. Well, that's where his ability came from.
So it is genetic, but they thought it'd be like potential schizophrenia. Well, that guy, I forget what his dad's name was. They gave him a name, a whole big reveal, and I completely forgot.
I know.
But it's like they thought he was schizophrenic. Turns out it wasn't, and Josh is looking into this. He's like, but he doesn't remember this, so he's thinking, oh, I'm schizophrenic. And Renee has to be like, okay, listen, you can do this thing where you astral project into this netherworld called the Further. Just shut up, Josh, and listen. By the way, you tried to murder me.
I will say, one of the scarier parts of that movie was probably when he's in this CAT scan machine, and that thing,
he's getting an MRI, right?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I will say that's like
that got me, and I hope I never have to get one.
I've had to get one.
Oh, God. So, how long are you in there for, then?
Not that long.
Like 10 minutes?
Maybe
15
10 minutes.
Okay, because they make it seem like you can easily fall. So I'm assuming you would have to, because there's nothing you could do while you're in there.
You're supposed to lay very I think it depends which one you get. The one I got, you had to lay very still. And it's weird because it feels like your body's burning from the inside out. It's weird.
Oh, God.
But, yeah. Like, that just gave me, like, trigger.
So, again, I do like the fifth film.
Yes.
I like it better than the second film, even though I can agree the second film's better made. Yeah. Admittedly, the fifth film borrows a lot, and I mean a lot, from the second movie. Like, they're even using footage from the second movie, which kind of retroactively makes the second film better, I guess.
I will say I was sad that the grandma died.
Well, I mean, they had to have I guess that, well, again, they needed a catalyst for kickstarting Josh's
why
thing.
Carl, yeah.
So Carl could come back, even though I'm just you got a little girl here, she has one line, and then she's gone for the rest of the movie. I'm like, oh, great, she's as useful as she was when she was a baby. That's fantastic.
Yeah, like, they should have made that the catalyst of the movie.
There's like an entire, what's that show by Mike Flanagan, The Haunting of...
Hill House?
Not Bly Manor. Is it Hill House?
Hill House.
Okay, where like each episode focuses on a particular family member, right?
Right. Oh,
so
that
like
show was so
an
good.
episode focuses on Callie, and this movie is basically the two episodes of Dalton and Josh just kind of combined into one, mixed with the resolution. But I guess with a half-baked resolution. That's what kind of the ending felt like.
Maybe the ending with the door will maybe like fade.
With the flickering.
Right. Maybe that'll go into maybe Callie's backstory, or maybe Dalton has kids of his own.
Oh, God. So, yeah.
But it's still continuing on Dalton.
Right. I feel like if they had the opportunity to do that, they would have done it, so I don't think they're going to do that.
True.
Only unless if it goes direct to DVD or direct to streaming.
Yeah.
Like the good old days of Hellraiser, all those movies being direct to DVD.
God.
I still haven't seen a gigantic bunch of those, though.
Hellraiser? I've only seen the first one.
I've seen the first 5. The 5th one's directed video. I kind of remember some bits. And then I watched the one film that didn't have Doug Bradley.
People rioted.
Yeah, it was a bad film too. But at least it was a Hellraiser movie, right?
Yeah.
It's not like the other ones where it's like, okay, Lance Henriksen's having a party at his house, and Pinhead's going around slashing people. I think that's what it was. But
Oh God.
I wanted to watch Judgment, but from the clips I've seen, I felt like I was gonna puke. So I'm like, I'm not watching this. I'm good. Yes, it's looked that disgusting.
Oh, really? For you? That's shocking.
Well, it's involving vomit and tears, crying on the paper, and then someone eating the fucking thing,
Ew.
which leads to the vomit, which leads to people bathing the... Yes, I felt like I was going to puke. Even describing this is disgusting right now. And then there's the new one with Jamie Clayton as Pinhead, but I haven't seen that. That's on Hulu.
Is that a girl?
Is
it the female
version?
version?
It was, well...
Or am I thinking of something else?
Man who turned into a female. So
Transgender.
Trans woman. Okay, I'm
So
trying.
wait,
I'm trying to make sure I'm getting the terms correct.
So wait, they were started off as a male.
Start off as a male.
So transgender male.
Transgender woman because.
Well, I don't.
All right, we sidetracked too much. All right, so now at
the ADHD's kicking.
I know. So at number 3. You have this at number 2, I have this at number 5. That is Insidious Chapter 2.
Yes.
Why I have this at the bottom is because to me the franchise is Chapter 1, Chapter 3, and Chapter 4, the Elise story. And I think where it ends with Chapter 1, if you go chronologically 3, 4, and 1, and end it there, that is a fantastic way to end it. And it's a dark ending where it's like, oh god, Elise is dead and now all this is happening. Cut to Chapter 2 where we start to begin piecing some stuff together and explaining who the bride in black is, and it turns out it's a man.
It was a man that played it in the first one too.
But I think that was done just for the sake of being creepy.
It was
provide that thing.
But it was creepy as hell.
But I don't think the intention, maybe it was, but I was expecting the backstory to be, oh no, it's actually a cross-dressing.
I actually liked the backstory. It was interesting.
I'm of the opinion less is more, so the less we know about
makes the
certain
character creepier.
That's kind of why Red Lipstick Demon's scary, because we don't know what it is.
What his origin.
Right. So, granted, my idea of Dalton being the Red Lipstick Demon from the future is a bad idea, but it's an interesting idea, I think. But I can understand why no one wants that to happen. But getting the full backstory on Parker Crane, and I'm just like, it doesn't help. And this is my biggest problem with the fucking Chapter 2. He's a serial killer, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's been stalking Josh since he was a little boy. He's been doing all this shit. He finally gets to possess him, and I guess in Chapter 3 and 4, he's kind of like a mini antagonist to Elise because they keep crossing paths, right? So he finally kills Elise. He's in the body, unaware of the fact that the reason the Red Lipstick Demon is taking his time is because that's how you properly do it. If you do it too quick, it goes to hell. So now it's in Josh's body, and its teeth...
That's why his teeth are starting to fall
Yes,
off.
because it just immediately jumped into his body after years of not being near him. And now he's acting so strange that
everyone notices?
Right, so you think, okay, well, they're starting to figure shit out. I have to kill them, and he does absolutely nothing. There's multiple points where I'm like, oh my god, I thought he killed Tucker and Specs, and I thought he killed Carl. Oh no, they're all just knocked out. And then there comes the chase in the house, and I'm tense because I think he's going to actually kill Lorraine and Renee. No, he just locks Lorraine in a closet.
And then he tries to choke Renee out, but then Foster hits him in the head with a bat.
Well, that was tense too. I'm like, oh fuck, now the kids are involved.
I think what was intense too was that, like, going back to, like, Josh, like, the actor, and then going back to the...
but when he's
bride.
in astral projection.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if he comes back and it's too late, oh my god. And I'm thinking of everything that's going to happen. Well, when he comes out, well, fuck, he's got 3 bodies to explain for, Elise including, so that's 4. But no, they're all alive, except Elise. And I'm like, this guy sucks as a serial killer then. Well, he was good as a serial killer. He wasn't caught, was he? Or did he just die?
I don't think he ever got caught.
But he's so terrible as a killer. It's like,
Maybe
make yourself more obvious.
Well, I mean, he was old. I mean, he did try to castrate himself.
Still.
And he ended up in a mental hospital.
That's where he jumped off the roof of the hospital. So.
And then Lorraine saw him.
So I guess he never got caught, but he got away with everything?
He got away with everything.
Okay, so...
I don't think it was a mental hospital. I think Lorraine was just like a regular hospital. Like, you know, like people go to like surgery, stuff like that. I don't think it was a mental hospital.
Okay, well, maybe. But,
I don't know.
But still, the fact that he got away with it, and now he's going to go back to doing it and just make it so obvious. So Josh is just normal Josh. It's not like this. Parker Crane is Josh. Hi. He's a shit like that. And I'm just...
I know.
He's being so fucking obvious.
And creepy.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, you're basically begging to get caught. Stop. This is so stupid.
I don't know. Another thing that was kind of weird, I guess I just like the scare factor of that movie.
I think that... Okay.
And, I don't know. I just like... What I don't understand is, remember when they find, like, all the bodies?
Oh, Lorraine and Carl.
Yeah, and all of them.
Okay.
And my thing is, if they've been there for years, right? How is it still smelling? They should be, like, bones at this point. But then again...
Did he embalm them? Was that part of his thing?
I don't know.
Because, again, for context, we haven't rewatched these movies. So, we're going off of memory here, and our memory's shit as we're getting older.
But it doesn't make any sense. And they're all under cloths. But I guess if he's...
Unless that was like just a apparition type of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they can make themselves appear and make things appear, whatever, right? Well, the rules are...
But then again...
you're breaking...
But then again, the room was sealed, and we don't know how long it was sealed for. So it was kept in... You know what I mean? I don't know.
Okay, so that's my other biggest issue.
I don't understand that. I will say that...
You don't understand that. Here's what I don't understand. Time travel and the further? So Josh, Josh, goes back in time to when his house was being haunted in the first movie. And he's the one knocking on the door to let him know.
The door.
Yes. And I'm like, wait, so is this...
Is it the future?
No. So, like, it can alter time? Or is it predestination paradox, where if it happened, then it's destined to happen? Because then it gets more confusing when Josh, Elise, and Carl go to Parker Crane's bedroom, and they witness his mom
slapping him
and abusing him, and then she takes notice of their presence. So
she notices Elise's presence.
So did that change the timeline, or is that just in Parker Crane's head, or I thought that was going to come into play in the fifth one too.
No, I think that was just a part of his memories, because his mom played a big part in why he became a serial killer.
That's a huge thing to bring up. Interesting, but you should play that up more, and they didn't. And I thought the fifth one was going to do that even more, with the whole Dalton potentially being the red lipstick demon thing, but no. It goes nowhere.
I don't know.
That's why Chapter 2 gets on my fucking nerves.
Yeah.
But I admit it's a better made movie than The Red Door.
Yeah.
Because James Wan is still directing, and even though Red Door was good, it's Patrick Wilson's directorial debut, and it's decent.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It could have been better.
The trailer didn't do it any favors, but it was still, successful enough.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my grievances with Chapter 2. That's why
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I put it below The Last Key, even though I can remember this movie a lot more than The Last Key, because The Last Key is still, I think, good enough for the Elise trilogy that I want, right?
Yeah.
And it just feels like an unnecessary addendum to that.
I mean, it's nice to know, her childhood, her backstory, where she came from, how, you know what I mean?
I think that's what intrigued me about
That, I do like
Last
that.
Key,
we got to see that aspect.
The twist that it wasn't a ghost she was seeing, it was actually kind of stupid, but still...
That's another thing. Don't you think the mom would know if you have freaking kids in your basement?
I think the mom did know. I thought she was, covering it up to
Or did she die before anything happened?
I think that's when she found out, and then the dad killed her.
But then he blamed Elise for it.
Because she's the one who found the girl. Because she was looking for ghosts, and then she happened upon this woman.
Because her mom had the same gift.
I guess her mom did it. Well, if her mom did have the same gift, she's doing a terrible job. She doesn't understand what's going on beneath her house.
I thought she did. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm sure. I can't remember the last key. I might have to change. No,
I don't know. Maybe I had to change mine.
I mean, God, we're not doing it on the phone. Let's just stick with it for now.
Okay.
Anything else about Insidious Chapter 2?
I mean, I guess I liked the directing of it.
Yes.
And I do like some aspects of it. But there were some parts that don't make any sense. Like that, for example, the corpses and the time traveling thing. Yeah. But that's all I have.
Then there's also Tucker and Speck's comedy gets boosted up to a T in this one. Some of it works. Like Hunter and Ninja Bear. That's cute and funny. But then, hey, I thought we agreed our code word was going to be unicorn, not quesadilla. Why would it be unicorn? Well, when would you ever use quesadilla in a sentence? And I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. Are you, dude, where's my car?
Carl's like, guys, does it matter?
And then he's getting choked out. He's going, quesadilla. As he's getting choked out, he's literally going, quesadilla.
And then they're like, quesadilla. And then they run in there. I'm like, and freaking, which one's the bigger one? Tucker?
Tucker's the bigger one.
Tucker.
Specs is the nerd with the glasses.
Tucker runs in. He's already out of breath.
too many quesadillas.
Okay. What's next, Rank?
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere with Tucker running, or is it just because
he's
out of breath?
No, that was just because it was funny because as soon as he got in there, he's out of breath.
He tasers Josh Parker Crane.
Yeah.
And then he just gets injected in the ass with a sedative.
He's like, oh.
Because it's movie sedatives, it doesn't take a half hour or an hour to knock you out.
Right.
It instantaneously knocks you out, which wouldn't mean death. Which is why I thought he was fucking dead, but whatever.
Let's just move on.
Okay, so at number 2, you have this ranked at number 3. I have this ranked at number 2, and that is Insidious Chapter 3. This I saw with you in the theaters.
Yes.
I remember enjoying it quite a bit.
I like this one.
And I think a lot of people were upset because it was a prequel.
Yeah.
They probably wanted to see more
of the
Lamberts
story.
Or what was going on with the little girl at the end of Chapter 2.
Right.
We didn't know it was Jenna Ortega at the time.
No.
We know now, and we're like, oh, where's this fucking movie?
I know.
Yep.
Where is it?
But for a backstory for Elise in terms of her going back to using her gift.
I also found it interesting too, like she talks about like not wanting to do it because of the Lady in Black, and also because of her husband passing, which was sad.
Yeah, and then you got what was the main character's name?
Quinn.
Quinn, portrayed by Stephanie. I almost called her Stephanie, but the actress's name is Stephanie Scott. But she does a pretty good job. I remember in the theater with you when she got struck by the car. We both jumped out of her seats.
Oh, I will say
it was so loud.
It was so loud, the impact.
And I was expecting her to get into an accident. I wasn't expecting her to be
ran over by a car.
Like that brutal. Like dear Jesus.
Know.
Like I thought it would be like the classic cars approaching, headlights hits her.
She freaking
you see her and
flying across.
Oh, she's dead.
Yeah, I will say is it the antagonist? Is that the right word? The villain?
Yeah, antagonist is the villain, yeah.
So the antagonist of that movie was scary as hell. The man that can't breathe. Because also, we don't know if he's a demon or a ghost.
I feel like he has to be a ghost, but he's... that's just me.
I'm thinking he was a ghost, but he was a very negative person in life.
Well, I would be too, if you're just stuck in a bed all day and have to hear...
Well, did he have cancer?
I think he did.
Because the older lady that lives in the apartment, she can hear him. Mm-hmm. So, I would say, like, when Quinn's performing, and you just see the shadow, she thinks it's her mom, and it's him, and he's just...
Was it not her mom? I thought they revealed her mom was there at the end.
Her mom was sitting in, like, the seats.
Oh, right.
He was on top of the platform, and he was just...
Oh.
And she thought that was her mom.
Cameo by James Wan being the person running the auditions there.
Yes.
He didn't direct the movie. Lee Winnell, who wrote the first 3 movies and the last key directed this. This is his directorial debut, I think.
Interesting. I liked it.
I liked it too.
I actually liked all the characters. I liked the dad. I liked the brother. I liked Quinn.
No one's really an asshole.
No.
I mean, none of these characters really are assholes. Like, even in The Last Key, the frat bro, every opportunity for them to be assholes, but it's like, this is the nerdiest frat bro. I got my butt creamed. Hey, he tries to give fraternities like a comeback, and it's like, no one wants this, dude.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up.
stop.
One guy going, woo!
Shut the fuck up. But no, another good part I really liked about the movie too was when Quinn's on her computer and her friend, she's like Skyping with her.
Skyping, Zooming.
Something like that. And she's like, oh, what's your brother doing? And she like looks, she's like, there's somebody here, and the computer freezes. And then her computer gets thrown, and he's like walking, he shuts the curtains.
Is that the scene where he's slowly moving? That's the scene that got me in the theater. I'm like, oh my fucking god, I'm terrified.
I remember like my heart dropping.
Where I'm like, this is better than Chapter 2 by a landslide, because I am so tense right now.
That, I will say, that movie was scary. And like, the antagonist of that movie was terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But also, too, if he's not... He made a bunch of people commit suicide.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, is he a demon or is he a ghost?
Well, I mean, you can still be an asshole ghost.
Well, I guess he's like a malevolent spirit.
I mean, Parker Crane is definitely an asshole ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, okay, I'm going to possess you and then try to murder your entire family, because I don't know what the idea of subtle is. but with it, it could be a demon, like, retroactively, it could be, not retroactively, retroactively speaking, looking back, everyone we had mentioned except for Parker Crane, antagonist-wise, could very well be a demon and not just a ghost, but there is some ghosts in these movies.
Yeah.
For sure. But I always took it as ghosts and not demons.
I'm pretty sure that the man who can't breathe, I'm pretty sure he was just a ghost. He was a human in his life. He lived at the apartment above.
I mean, unless it's like Conjuring 2, where it turns out it is a ghost, but he's being possessed. The ghost is being possessed by Valak.
We're not going there.
We're not going there?
That'll be
you sure?
That'll be another discussion.
Sure you're going to tangent on right now?
You're gonna go off?
You're gonna go off at the right moment.
Yes.
Oh, no. We already went off about Noodle. The girl with polio who's being possessed and walking around. I'm like, I thought Cult of Chucky was stupid. This is more stupid. And because...
So apparently demons can, cure...
Give you muscles.
Give you muscles and cure polio.
Yeah. And you called her Noodle Legs.
Thanks. I'm sorry.
It might be like a thing where it is a ghost, but it's a demon possessing the ghost of the cancer patient with the ventilator.
No, I'm pretty sure he was a human. He lived in the apartment above, and he had cancer and he died, and he was just a miserable person. Yeah. In the afterlife, he was a miserable person.
Like I said, it's possible it's demons in some of these films, but I always thought it was ghosts, so I could be wrong. Because even in I keep wanting to say The Last Door, it's the Red Door. The Red Door. It wasn't a demon at the frat. It was the kid who died He got alcohol poisoning, right?
Yes.
So
he got hazed to death.
He got hazed to death? I thought he just drank too much. I didn't realize he got hazed.
I'm pretty sure it was a hazing.
Right.
Like he had a drink. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you're probably right. I just thought it was all ghosts and not demons. So with the demon in The Last Key with the keys for fingers, that's where I thought that was weird. I'm like, we're going to demon and stuff? Okay. But I could be wrong. It could be a demon in the third chapter. Well, this shouldn't be surprising. At number 1, we both have ranked the first film, Insidious.
Of course.
Alright, so I remember this being advertised, and it was after the Saw franchise ended, and both creatives behind that franchise are back doing another thing, and it's like, well, Dead Silence was kind of all over the place. I mean, I enjoyed it.
I loved it.
The Mary Shaw thing. But
I actually love that movie.
I mean, I remember liking it too, but even in retrospect, I'm like, okay, this is kind of
it's kind of yeah. I mean,
but to see him back at it again, it's like, okay, well, what are they gonna do?
We'll have to do that movie.
Oh, we have to. But I remember just being surprised at how, because usually in these films it's like, well, they wait last minute to move out of in house, and then in this movie,
only like 2 houses.
They go in a quick span of time. I mean, dear Lord, I mean.
I know.
I mean, you've been through it. Explain to me how long it's taken to move from one place to another.
That's what I'm saying. These people,
they just hopped and moved.
I mean, the fact that they have that kind of money to just move like that, damn.
Yeah, honey, if you want to move, we can just move, even though we just bought the house 2 days ago. Yeah, that's fine. It's totally fine. It's not going to hurt our credit whatsoever.
No.
God damn it.
And he's only like a professor. I highly doubt he makes that much money.
Right.
And she's a stay-at-home mom.
Unless time has passed, we don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
We missed Christmas, we missed Thanksgiving. Dalton seems to imply it's an entire year back in the fifth.
He's been in a coma for...
Been in a coma.
3 months.
Okay, but still, it's like, okay, it's still following you, but you made the right move of moving out. We appreciate you doing that.
Right. And still all the stuff starts happening.
It's a traditional haunting movie.
Right.
And then once they start explaining, oh, there's this other place called The Further, and you can astral project. It feels like the beginning of a Marvel movie almost, where it's like, you could do this. You're an Eternal, you're something, you're Captain Marvel, you could do this, you're Iron Man. It felt like that was what was happening.
Well, doesn't it at least say, like, he's not in a coma?
He's not in a coma, he's in a state where this is happening.
Right. She's like, no, what she says is, it's not the house, it's your son.
Right.
Which I think, when I heard that, I was like, whoa.
In the trailers? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, I think when that bomb dropped, I was like, wait a minute.
But how she's explaining it further, I'm like, is this an X-Men origin story?
Well, I was like, so, is it like Limbo? Purgatory?
It's like, I guess the space in between, so it could be that.
I guess it's
Or it's the space in between that and purgatory.
Yeah.
There's a purgatory in between the purgatory and reality, yeah.
There's a lot.
It's Dante's Inferno. There's not any levels to this shit. There's a lot.
But, yeah, it was...
Creepy Darth Maul.
Yes, Darth Maul.
Creepy rocker dude who's peering over the baby's crib.
I don't even know what he was.
Just a random vagrant, I guess.
I have no idea. I'll never forget, although I will kind of admit the sound he makes when he's trying to attack Renee. The noise. He's like... It's like this screeching sound, and she like jumps out of the bed.
Oh god!
I will say, when you first see him standing by the baby's crib, that was
that could be a thing for the Callie spinoff that we are pitching, where that thing comes back to haunt her again.
That
Yes.
That thing could have been attached to her.
Yes.
Like the
red lipstick demon is to Dalton, and how the bride in black is to Josh.
I almost said the woman in black. Different movie.
Good movie.
I did like that movie.
I've never seen the sequel. There's a sequel. Apparently.
I've seen it. It's okay. The first one's better.
As it usually is.
Yes.
Except Friday the 13th. So anyway, I mean, let's be honest. Is there a Friday?
Is there any Friday the 13th that's good?
Well, I mean, Jason X is like top tiered.
I will go off.
like right below that is part 7 with the telekinetic girl, because it's so fucking boring. And then right above that, right above the first one, is Jason Takes Manhattan.
Wasn't it filmed in Canada?
Yes.
Like, they literally only have one shot in New York, and it's in Times Square.
It's supposed to be a cruise ship. It's obviously a boat for fishing. It's like, this was a cruise ship for a class field trip on a budget.
Where is Camp Crystal Lake, actually? Like, what state?
It's in New Jersey, but the lake isn't landlocked. It condenses to a river, then the river goes out to the sea where
Apparently,
the boat docks.
Fuck logic. Apparently,
Alright, Friday the 14th tangent over. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Well, I guess that concludes the Insidious ranking, I guess.
Yes.
Thank you, Cassandra, for bringing us back 3 to 4 years later to talk about Insidious films. Happy New Year, everyone!
Happy New Year!
Woo!
Scene.
Been that long.
Alright, cut. Alright, fuck yourself. No, I'm kidding. I hate you.